From setting up chairs and stands, to showing up for rehearsals, to bringing people to the concerts, the life of a concert band is determined by the dedication of its members. Traveling from communities around Uxbridge, musicians invest their time, passion, and talents into the community band.
Our primary recruitment tool is word of mouth. I've found that many new players join us because they've heard from a friend that this is an enjoyable place to be. We will have students who play with us, maybe 1 or 2 from a school, and the next year there might be 5 from that school because they've gone back, they've told their friends that this is a fun thing to do in the summer, and their friends will join them. Playing in a band is often a social experience. It's an opportunity for people to hang out and do something that's in common. And wouldn't surprise me if the band members enjoyed the break time more than the actual rehearsal time, because it's a chance to meet up and talk and just be with friends. It's the same thing in high school. Many students will join music because it's a social experience rather than a musical one. And that's okay too. The idea of playing in a group is in itself a social experience. So we try to make the group an enjoyable one so that when people go away and they tell their friends that this is an exciting place to be, when we start recruiting next year, they'll tell their friends and say, you should try this, you should come out. And that's, I think, how the group has grown primarily. We do put out notices in the paper, we do try to advertise as much as possible, but that's not always the most effective way. It is word of mouth that seems to get the people out.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm 67 years old now, and I started playing music when I was about 13. I played the clarinet when I was 13 originally. For some years, in the 60s, I remember my music teacher saying to me, will you, oh Mike, do you want to play some music this weekend? There's a little group that get together and I can't go, he couldn't go, so I guess I've been with him a few years. So I went along, and the guy who organised this little group was a very small group. There was a bass player, an oboe, and a clarinet. And the guy that organised played the double bass, and he was 92 years old then, in 1963 or something. So he was born in 1870 something. So this is what fascinates me about music. Some of the people in the band here are probably 13 or 14 years old. So I made music with people over 100 years apart in their birth dates. So it's incredible. And when I was young, when I was 14, 15, early playing music, I played regularly with people who were in their 70s, 60s and 70s. So that's what I find great about music. It spans the generations and all groups, you know.
This is our 20th year, and since we began in '92, there have been phenomenal changes in the group. When we began, it was an effort from an 18-year-old conductor who didn't really know what he was doing, and a small group of about 20 musicians who gathered in a corner of an unfinished building and threw about a half dozen pieces together for a couple of concerts. I've grown as a conductor over the past 20 years, And many of the players that we have come along with us and have grown with the band. The band itself has grown in size. It's now close to about 50 to 60 players on a regular basis. The level of music we're playing has increased as well. We are now playing stuff that a good senior high school group would play on a regular basis. And that's a really nice change as well. The venues that we play in have gotten better. We're no longer playing under a picnic shelter in a park. We've moved to some of the nicest buildings that we have in Uxbridge to perform. And our audience has grown, and we've developed a bit of a reputation as being a strong instrumental ensemble in the area. So I think those are all very positive indicators of growth of the band over the past 20 years.